Hey kids, it's time for another exciting episode of KWJUDAS.
When you automatically, sporadically try to undermine me repeatedly, it's unbecoming, seeing you above me. Unrealistically, the chains you're wearing have no bearing on how your life is faring. Who's caring? Do you think you're daring by criticizing? Everything falls apart. There's no restart, only blind dark. You don't have to think it's hard, but your life is charred, smoldering from the burning. No bridges, no returning, no returning, no returning, no returning. Why don't you try to realize you don't have to be nice to improve lives? But it's kind and you'll find apathy's eyes will not side, they will bind, grind, slice, drop you like a dime. When you don't find time for others, our sisters, brothers, fathers, mothers, neighbors, and foreigners will visit coroners with no return. Things like you versus us, hate will crush, turning much to dust, then continuously hushed, 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 hushed. Why don't you try to realize you don't have to be nice to improve lives? But it's kind and you'll find apathy's eyes will not side, they will bind, grind, slice, drop you like a dime. Why don't you try to realize you don't have to be nice to improve lives? But it's kind and you'll find apathy's eyes will not side, they will bind, grind, slice, drop you like a dime. 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 Why don't you try to realize you don't have to be nice to improve lives? But it's kind and you'll find apathy's eyes will not side, they will bind, grind, slice, drop you like a dime. Do you expect that ego lust to be something to trust? If you must, I won't intervene, cause a scene, seem obscene, but I won't flee, I'll take a knee, trusting myself to act accordingly to anything that life might bring, realizing nothing is as it might seem, might seem, might seem, might seem. Why don't you try to realize you don't have to be nice to improve lives? But it's kind and you'll find apathy's eyes will not side, they will bind, grind, slice, drop you like a dime. Why don't you try to realize you don't have to be nice to improve lives? But it's kind and you'll find apathy's eyes will not side, they will bind, grind, slice, drop you like a dime.
KWJUDAS, we are coming at you with a special October Halloween episode. That was an extra spooky track from the artist formerly known as Lip. Now coming at you after, how long were you known as Lip?
Oh, I want to say like 10 years, 15 years maybe.
Goddamn. Wow. So, we're going by the new name, Electric Scars, correct?
That's correct. Electric Scars.
Do I have to roll my R when I say it?
Everyone has to say it copyright. No, I'm just kidding. No, not really. I'm not like some, what is it, Cardi B? No, Nicki Minaj. She's the one that copyrighted the whole thing, right?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. You can't like do that like and try to get money or publicize with that rolling of the R's like that she does or however. Yeah.
You can't copyright rolling your R's.
She did.
Fuck off.
No, she totally did.
I'll piss in her throat.
I think it's akin to like when T-Mobile copyrighted that specific color magenta for their brand.
I'll piss in T-Mobile's throat.
And then I guess we could talk about Monsanto.
I have pissed in Monsanto's throat, like twice. I think we've all kind of at least pissed in or got their piss in our throat in some way or another. Nothing you can do about that.
On purpose or otherwise, right?
Whether it was on purpose or accident, completely. I think in most cases it would be by accident, but, you know, some people are kind of into that sort of thing.
Honestly, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I bet there's way more people who are into it than not, and I bet you more... Yeah, people do it on purpose more.
Especially Monsanto's piss.
Yes.
Way better than George Santos piss.
When it comes to Monsanto, that's forced down our throats, you know.
That's a lot of piss. I mean, that's a very general term of urine. I love where this conversation has already gone within the first, 3 minutes.
Salty.
So, do you have any kind of a story behind this new naming errors?
Well, no, not really. Basically,
it was copyrighted. The old name was copyrighted.
Was copyrighted. It
Isn't
was
that
taken, and now
fucking
it's for,
funny?
Like I said, 15, 20 years? I don't know. And no, I said 10, 15, but it could have been up to 20. I don't know at this point.
You've been doing this for a while, pretty much as long as I've known you.
Oh yeah.
He and I, our guests here tonight, have known each other for quite some time.
I'd say more than half my life at this point.
Since Steamers, probably. Yeah. Steamers 2?
No, I think I
or was it Steamers 1?
At Steamers 1 with my brother Sam, who's currently listening.
Right. What up? Anyways, you've been doing this for a long fucking time, and the name was copyrighted, and it's just kind of funny that this is the first episode that is going to be released. Well, at least is the first episode that was recorded after, I guess, the Free Radio Provo copyright debate has finally been, I guess, settled. Now, this episode itself isn't going to be coming out until October, but we're recording it actually July 2nd. For when this does come out, we could both, one of us could be dead. Who knows? What if, when this episode comes out, we're dead?
Well, here's the other thing.
And we're talking from beyond the grave. I mean, it's Halloween, folks.
I was thinking about that, but I was also just thinking about the coincidence of also what you're saying. For me, this is the first performance under the new name.
Oh, yeah, about the copyright thing? And, this is the first recording where we can't not use the name Free Radio Provo anymore. This is now officially Gumption City Radio under the, shall we say, the false city that we just kind of made up here on KWJUDAS. Clear since the get-go. I mean, this is the 8th season of KWJUDAS, so it's been around 7 or 8 years that we've just been joking about this fake town.
No, in fact, I was so used to just sending everything to Free Radio Provo email.
Yeah, I can't even access that email anymore.
I sent my tunes to you through that.
Unfortunately.
But of course, got here and found that I could, or where I was supposed to send it, and thankfully I brought my computer, so.
Right. But, to quote the great Ian Malcolm, life finds a way. And although it was painful, if not violently, the development that has been necessary in order to, I guess, take this, everything that I am doing pretty much in this direction, I don't know, it'll be interesting to see where all this goes, because the fact that we are now just we're running full-fledged with the pair of scissors that is the joke of Gumption, Utah, and we're just, I guess, fuck it, we're taking it as far as we can go with this joke of a city that doesn't fucking even exist. And I shoot for the fucking stars. Who's to say that if we don't, keep this stupid joke going, that someday there may actually be a fucking Gumption City, Utah on the maps? Because of this little shenanigan that we are embarking on right now as we speak. Who knows? This whole fucking thing could be the birth of a fucking town someday, folks. In fact, Let's make it happen. That is going to be the new KW Judas agenda. Up until this season.
Nation.
What's that?
It's Gumption City Nation.
Well, we got to start with the city before we can build a nation. I mean, one step at a time here.
There's gonna be a whole empire, bro. I see it.
Well, one step at a time. We got the radio station, and we got the kind of a TV station. We got the studio, and that represents the city. We are the voice of the city. Now we just need the city, and then we will build the nation.
If you build it, they will come.
I like where this is going.
When we say come, I mean it very loosely.
They'll come all over the place.
All over.
They'll come from all over the place.
The come will be readily available.
That seems like a good break for a song now, doesn't it? Okay, let's get into the next one. This is a tune we call Needy from the former artist's lip. I'm still getting used to your new fucking name, dude. Electric Scars, here on KW Judas. Thank you all for listening.
Never saw it coming, never saw. Should have seen it coming, I should have seen. Never saw it coming, never saw. Should have seen it coming, I should have seen. Slap in the face, fall from grace. What is this taste? Tell me what is shame. Tell me you need me. Tell me what's true. No act of validation, so where's the value? Tell me you need me. Tell me for sure. Without much thought, how could there ever be remorse? Red and swollen eyes, red and swollen. Red and swollen eyes, red and swollen. Am I asleep or awake? Tell me what is real, tell me what is fake. Tell me you need me, tell me what's true. No act of validation, so where's the value? Tell me you need me, tell me for sure. Without much thought, how could there ever be remorse? Now open to see all the new perspectives, all the possibilities becoming objective, just like a stone in a river bed. Changing as it rolls, never stalls, never sets. Your eyes are getting heavy, you feel them weighing down like a wave of melancholy from the head to the ground. Almost as if floating the leaf in the wind, but never really moving, because all you do is sit. A breath drawn deep, the touch of life makes a strong man weak, the neglected mind. Tell me you need me, tell me what's true. No act of validation, so where's the value? Tell me you need me, tell me for sure. Without much thought, how could there ever be remorse? Now open to see all the new perspectives, all the possibilities becoming objective, just like a stone in a river bed. Changing as it rolls, never stalls, never sets. Now open to see all the new perspectives, all the possibilities becoming objective, just like a stone in a river bed. Changing as it rolls, never stalls, never sets. Tell me you need me, tell me what's true. No act of validation, so where's the value? Tell me you need me, tell me for sure. Without much thought, how could there ever be remorse? Not long till the fight it's over. Too so close in range, reality will chew you, spitting you out, no use in trying to shout. Already took your time to sound out how. Already took your time to sound out how. Did it for the money, money, did it for the dirty honey, did it for the cravings, no I'm not behaving. Did it for the money, money, did it for the dirty honey, did it for the cravings, no I'm not behaving. Drugs, sex, cars, and bling are all the same things, they're fleeting, don't accept change, just say face or whatever that means, keep repeating. Did it for the money, money, did it for the dirty honey, did it for the cravings, no I'm not behaving. Pleasure and pain have their claims, sticking too far, you might go insane. Did it for the money, money, did it for the dirty honey, did it for the cravings, no I'm not behaving. Keep repeating like it's nothing, keep repeating, give me, keep repeating like it's nothing, keep repeating, give me. Did it for the money, money, did it for the dirty honey, did it for the cravings, no I'm not behaving. Did it for the money, money, did it for the dirty honey, did it for the cravings, no I'm not behaving. No I'm not behaving.
Yes, yes, indeed. Electric scars here on KWJUDAS on Gumption City Radio. Did you hear that, friend? I just rolled my R's.
Oh, darling, yeah.
We are doing things against copyright once again. But again, it is I, the tallest, swankiest, evilest guy.
Indeed.
Alright, get the fuck out of here, tall, swanky, evil guy. Yeah, that's right. Mommy. I hate you, tall, swanky, evil guy. Tell him to get the fuck out of here, kids. Go on. Yeah! We're going to have to patch that in later. A bunch of kids getting mad. We're going to get a bunch of kids saying, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to have to figure that out sometime before October. Shit, we'll worry about that later. Anyways, we have the, I guess, the privilege, the honor, and the responsibility to the kids to deliver a fucking Halloween episode. And as such, we're going to have some scary stories for you, kids. That was really why we brought this guy in here. Not for the fucking music. We want to hear some stories. All right. How many stories you got for us?
I got a couple here. So...
Okay, let's keep them spaced out, in between songs. But what's the first one you want to relate?
Okay. So I'm going to go from least scary to most scary, okay?
All right.
Okay. So least scary story to start off with was, a couple years ago we had a Halloween that we had a full moon that was a blood moon. Do you remember this?
Where was this?
A couple of years ago, Halloween night. It was
where?
A full moon.
Here
in Utah. I don't know about others. I'm
like
pretty
where?
Sure
Okay.
Halloween
where?
Night, full moon, and it was a blood moon.
Right.
I was living up in Layton.
And you were in Layton.
Right. So this is during time I was going through some legal issues I can't really talk about, but I was having a night alone at this place up in Layton I was staying at, and I had, a roommate and her 2 kids, right?
Right.
So these 2 kids and lady were out for the evening. I was home. The TV show I was watching had stopped, and I was just laying on the couch, right? And I felt specifically this pressure on my cheek that felt almost like, say, a kiss. Now, have you ever had a kiss where it's had, say, static shock to it?
Yeah, just for that first connecting second.
Right.
Right.
There was a literal static shock.
Wow.
To it, right. So it wasn't just the pressure, but there was like as if something was there. Right.
That's pretty weird.
Right. Now, right after I had like the image and imprint in my mind of my grandma. Right?
Huh.
And it's the only thing I could attribute to it, but that's my first thing there.
And this was just in like a random apartment,
No,
like a
it's
house. Like, is
it
there
was
any
a
history
house.
behind the place you were at?
Not that I know of. It was fairly new. I want to say built at least in the 2010s.
And you haven't lived there for too long?
No, I was there for maybe 2 weeks total.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, I just kind of wonder things, other factors, that might be like worth mentioning. So that was it then. You were just sitting there watching TV and felt like a very distinct.
Like static electricity. I'm sure there's instances where people get shocked for whatever reason, but like at
without
the same
anything
time,
touching them.
But without touching anything, without moving, I was just staring at the ceiling.
Right.
Yeah, that was it.
Huh. Well, that is a bit of a ball scratcher. Not terribly scary,
No,
but a
not
ball
scary,
scratcher
but
none the
like
least.
Like I said, I'm starting from lowest to most.
Right. We'll work our way up, folks. Let's get into another song until then. What do you want to play there, Arliss? Oh, shit, Arliss. You know me. I wants to hear that record right round baby record round song. Haha, I wasn't talking to you, Arliss. I was talking to the guest. Oh, shit.
Let's do Shadows.
All right. This is Shadows by Electric Scars. KWJUDAS, Gumption City Radio. Thank you all for listening.
Mascara stains running down her cheeks. She hasn't seen the color of the sky in weeks. And when her daddy says to just keep praying, she doesn't hear the words that he's been saying. Echoes in her mind have all been teasing memories of all kind, her within reason. Like a shadow in the night, she runs from the night. A shadow in the night, a shadow in the night. She runs and she runs, but she's still inside. She runs and she runs, it's all in her mind. She runs and runs. Feel her rhythm, feel her heat. Watch the sweat drip from her beats. Feel the rhythm of her heart. Watch the world tear her apart. Family and friends are all frustrations, tearing her down without hesitation, telling her this and telling her that. What will she do when she won't and can't? Time and again she is gonna fall. No time to relax, that is unacceptable. Like a shadow in the night, she runs from the night. A shadow in the night, a shadow in the night. She runs and she runs, but she's still inside. She runs and she runs, it's all in her mind. She runs and runs. Feel her rhythm, feel her heat. Watch the sweat drip from her beats. Feel the rhythm of her heart. Watch the world tear her apart.
Great stuff. This is Shadows, or that was Shadow from Electric Scars on KWJUDAS. I keep wanting to say Free Radio Provo, man. It's going to be a tough one to break out of. I've been saying it for fucking 7 years now. You know, KWJUDAS, Free Radio Provo. Just kind of like, it's what follows that term. I'm going to miss it. Actually, no, I'm not going to miss it or anything. But still, it's going to be tough to stop saying.
Old habits break hard. I get it.
You stop saying Free Radio Provo all the time.
I don't say it all the time.
Oh, well, it's probably going to be a heck of a lot easier for you then.
Sorry.
Let's have another story, shall we?
I mean, I wish I did, but I live in Salt Lake, so I don't get the transmission.
Okay, so start saying Free Radio Provo like all the fucking time, like after everything you say for the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then try and stop saying it. Hey, you'll see how I feel.
Let's come up with something a little bit more fun than that, you know?
That doesn't sound like much fun now, does it?
No,
That's not the point of this, is fun. The point of it's pain.
You can do two things at once.
Discipline.
Two birds in one stone.
Okay, yes. Fun, pain, and discipline. There's 3.
And killing birds.
And that's 4. We just killed like a bunch of birds. And you got to throw a rock. There's like 5 things.
Straight.
Okay, let's get on with the story. I think you're fucking stalling. What's your second least scariest story?
Okay, so I was about, let's say, I think I was 13. Yes, 13.
Yes, 13.
And I had just gone to bed. Just turned off the lights. Turned off the music. I just got done listening to Americana by Offspring. We all know that.
We all know that one.
We all know that one. Okay.
Whether you want to or not, you knew it if you grew up in that time.
It's a good album. But
it had its ups and downs.
Just turned off the lights and staring at the ceiling. And again, staring at the ceiling. It's, I guess, a repeating
Maybe you
pattern.
should just stop staring at ceilings, bruh.
Yeah, I guess I should.
Anyways.
Okay, so I heard this voice say, "Hold my hand." I was like...
Like what kind of voice?
I want to say it was baritone.
Like a man's voice?
Like a man's voice. It was
Okay.
baritone. And then, you know, of course, it startled me, so I look around. You know, I just turn my head and look around.
Like, was it more like a whisper or like how kind of volume we're talking?
I want to say about what we're at right now.
So pretty distinct, pretty easy to hear.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just as plain as anyone
head,
talking.
You know, like you have your own dialogue in your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like.
Or sometimes there'll be like a fan or water running, and you can kind of almost hear little voices in it. I don't know if you get that. Anyway,
or if you're in the forest and the wind is going, and you might think you hear something. But
right.
No, my windows were closed. It was just me in my room.
You weren't in the forest.
I was in the forest. I hadn't just smoked pot or
there was no water
like
running.
That. No, there was no water.
You're only 13.
Right, I was only 13.
So you're still not allowed to touch yourself. Anyway. What? Don't look at me like that. Okay, go ahead. He touched himself, folks. He touched himself.
13-year-old me touching myself, that's more of a you thing, I guess.
I think it's now an everyone thing.
You're welcome.
Proceed.
Okay, so I hear this voice. I look around, and over by my doorway, I see this black figure. It looked cloaked, almost like, say, the picturesque of the Grim Reaper. However, you know, I didn't see any hands. There's no bones. I didn't see, like, skull for a face. I didn't see any scythe.
Like, no real detail.
Right, it's just this black, hooded-looking figure.
Word.
And I was like, you know, obviously you're going to be taken off guard. And I was like, yo, okay, weird. And as I think this, it did this kind of gliding, running type of thing at me.
Jesus.
Yeah. It jumped and dove right into my chest.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And I started seizuring.
Holy shit.
Right, so
is this like late at night? Like what time
I want to say it was probably about 12:30.
So midnight. Around midnight.
Just past midnight.
Okay.
And
so how did you know you were seizuring? Were you still conscious of?
Yeah, I was super conscious of my surroundings.
But you had no control
over my
the body movements.
Right.
Damn.
So I see this thing jump in me. I'm seizuring, and you, just like we grew up in the LDS church here. Right?
Yeah.
And we were taught, as kids, that if something like this were to happen, that you should say, Christ's name 3 times. So in my mind, because I'm not able to say anything, like I'm not able to move, I have no control of my facilities of my body, right? Or faculties of my body, however you want to say that.
Saying Jesus Christ's name 3 times just kind of seems like taking his name in vain now, doesn't it? That's probably where that came from, is people just going, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ.
I would think in the situation.
Now just kind of.
I would think in the situation.
Turns into a cuss word.
It was an appropriate way to use it.
That's just where it came from, I'm sure.
If the power of that being said and all that being, if that were true, then I would say that would be an appropriate time to use his name, is to cast out demons or whatever, or
theoretically. I mean, if you believe in that sort of thing,
that's
which at the time you did.
And at the time I did, and I would think to me now is you give power out, to whatever it is you want to give power to, whether it be words, a name, a symbol, or whatever else.
So you'd scream out like Harry Potter 3 times?
If it works for you.
Okay. So you screamed out Jesus Christ.
Well, I couldn't scream. I couldn't move my body.
You were unable to
even
scream.
I couldn't make a noise. All I could do is a seizure and breathe.
How long did the seizures last?
Until I could. Okay, so in my mind, I reverted to what I was taught as a kid. I said, "In the name of Jesus Christ, I command you to leave," 3 times in my mind. After I said it 3 times in my mind, I said I was able to say it out loud verbally.
Almost like when you're in a dream, when you can't talk, and you almost have to repeat it a few times to finally get it out.
Right, exactly.
Word.
So, and once I said it out loud, my seizure
just once
stopped. No, the
3 times. Still
3 times.
Huh. That is pretty nutty. I mean, one of the most interesting things about, like, when I have people in here talking about experiences like this, who, of course, a lot of us, if you're like local, grew up in the same religious sort of attitude. And even if you weren't raised Mormon, still of any Christian or most religious sort of a way of looking at things, like when you had some sort of an experience like this back when you still were under that sort of conceptual perception.
Yeah.
It's easy to explain by saying that was a demon or a devil or Satan or whatever than it is when you are kind of grown up and I guess trying to look at things from a more, I don't want to say mature, but I guess more of a skeptical or even I guess scientific standpoint, a non-religious standpoint, shall we say.
Right.
You can't just write it off as demon, devil, Satan, possession, shit like that. But you do still have to provide some kind of an explanation here. And that, I think, is actually where things get really interesting. Because it makes you think a lot harder, and you start getting other answers from other people. That's why it's fun to share these kind of experiences, is they might offer an explanation that you never even thought of.
Well, right. So here's what goes through my mind. I'm not necessarily someone who believes things for what I see them for. The cover of the book isn't always what you judge things, right?
Right.
So, in this scenario, like at the time and for years, I've tried to figure, I just saw for what it was, but I've currently been trying to think back if there was something else going on that could have explained that. Like potentially that in itself could have been what I heard and what I saw could have been a precursor to an actual epilepsy episode.
Sure.
Right? So that could be written off as a medical issue. However, I've never shown any issue of epilepsy.
That was going to be my next question, is if you've ever had a history before or after of any kind of epilepsy or seizures.
Never.
Not after?
Never. Not once before, not once
yeah,
after.
And that, again, kind of, I guess, narrows down the point of explanation as to what you can throw out there from a non-religious standpoint. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
But it does make it a lot more challenging and, in a way, kind of fun, you know?
Well, you're right. And then you talk to people.
It's too easy to just say, oh, that was the devil, or that was a possession, or that was Satan.
Well, right. And you have these conversations with people who don't believe me to begin with.
Right.
And it's like, well, I have to try to come up with maybe a possible explanation more than, like, if I try to be closed-minded, then it's like, yo, I believe in woo-woo type of bullshit. You know?
And I like to still give people the benefit of the doubt. If somebody is sharing with me something that they claim happened to them, I'll still, unless they give me a good enough reason to not believe them, why not? To be perfectly honest, even if it ain't true, if it's a good fucking story, it's a good fucking story. I prefer if you at least let me know, yeah, this ain't true, or maybe I embellished it a little bit.
Right.
But a good story's a good fucking story.
Right, exactly.
But, to quote the great Dustin Hoffman from Hook, the truth is much more fun. That's where a real good story comes from, is something you don't have to embellish or make up. Any of the stories that you've heard me tell here on KWJUDAS or on the Camp Jeremiah series, I don't need to make that stuff up. I swear to you up and down, I ain't making any of that up because I don't need to.
I wish that our story was absolutely true. I wish you never told me about that back entrance.
Yep, we almost had another fun little story to tell to add to the whole Camp Jeremiah sequence of events. He and we actually rented the camp, not just him and me. We had a Delphic Quorum music video shooting back in probably 2015-ish.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Around.
Maybe 16, maybe something.
And that was back when you could still rent the camp before they completely shut it down.
I didn't know it shut down.
Huh?
I didn't know it shut down.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Yeah, dude, they shut it down a year or two ago, unfortunately. It's not public access at all.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Damn.
And I don't think that the Boy Scouts of America even owns it anymore. I think that it now belongs to the city, actually. And because my family had kind of close ties to that place and just with the Scouts altogether. And no, there was no molestation to my knowledge. And if there was, well, I'm not going to finish that sentence. I'm just going to say if there was, I don't fucking remember it. You know?
All right, so
it must not have been traumatic enough.
So let me ask you here
to leave that lasting of an impression.
Do you want another story here, or do you want to?
Let's get into another song and then another story, shall we? Because I was digging my grave pretty deep as far as the content of that last little bit there. So yeah, another song. Good segue there. This next song is called Mountainside from Electric Scars, KWJUDAS, Gumption City Radio.
Night is falling, night is calling, as time moves on, I'm still watching, as time moves on. Leaves turn gold, the air is sweet. Summer fun now longs to sleep as the sun sets, the night unfurls as I watch clouds as their stories are all untold. Stars above, the city lights make me think of what I like now and then. As I get the chance, my mind rests on what is going to last. Night is falling, night is calling, as time moves on, I'm still watching as time moves on. Thoughts I have of my changing world, like the earth, they spin and twirl. If changes are the stones of life, will I resent sitting on that mountainside? Will I? Night is falling, night is calling as time moves on. I'm still watching as time moves on. Moves on. Moves on. No gain, just pain, pushing me to break. No gain, just pain, shushing me to wake. It feels like a bad dream. Seems the theme is to scheme against me. Still my shit talk like you're big. Act like a pig, a prick. Makes me so sick that your trick could flip that shit. Kick a stick and now I bite my lip. Follow the script, took a trip. Got a grip of mental shit, the mental rip. Tears that drip to fill the rip. Can I let feelings stiff? What have I missed? Something's got to give. Something's got to give. No gain, just pain, pushing me to break. No gain, just pain, shushing me to wake. No gain, just pain, pushing me to break. No gain, just pain, shushing me to wake. No gain, just pain, pushing me to break. No gain, just pain, shushing me to wake. As life unfolds, it's untold for what it holds. Times are cold, as I've known, I've been cheaply sold. Maybe there's a twist to karma's consequences, or maybe it's all just a bunch of bullshit. Given the crown to be a clown, laughs have no sound, cannot be found. Drowned by the pound, my mind tightly wound. Am I on the ground or falling inbound for more haunting accounts that later amount to taunting hounds, turning frowns toward me? How much should I bleed? I can't see how eventually everything stacks against me momentarily. That's exactly how it seems. Why must it be? Can't anything work out for me? Can anything work out? No gain, just pain, pushing me to break. No gain, just pain, shushing me to wake. No gain, just pain, pushing me to break. No gain, just pain, shushing me to wake.
Oh, that was two jamming little jingles here from Electric Scars, KWJUDAS, Gumption City Radio.
Gumption City.
And that first one kind of had I don't know, kind of a David Bowie feel to it. And I made sure that he was okay with me saying that before we came back on air, because god damn it, I hate when somebody compares my music to somebody I don't like. And luckily, he's okay with David Bowie.
I love David Bowie.
He's a fan. So, I'm okay saying that your shit kind of reminds me of David Bowie.
Yeah.
All right. And not like Labyrinth stuff either. You
Oh,
know.
no, I get you. I follow.
I don't know if you've got that kind of package. I don't want to know. But I've heard things. So let's get into the next story without further ado. We don't have much time left.
All right, so we got two stories here left, right?
All right.
I've been debating situate this mic correctly here.
Yeah.
Make sure I can be
Make sure your nose is cozy.
nice and cozy. All right, so
Now we're getting into the real scary shit.
That's right. So I got 2 stories here left, and I have more than that, but these are scary ones.
These are the good ones.
Okay, so this first one here that I'm gonna tell, I was hanging out with 3 of my friends, 2 of which you know.
Okay. You
Ryan-
don't have to mention names, but if they have nicknames, we can go with nicknames.
The 2 people that I lived with for a minute that were married or are married. I don't know if they still are or not.
Okay. Word.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, this was long before they were a thing. She was still dating one of the dudes that was hanging out with us at the time. We decided to do some magic mushrooms,
Indeed.
as people do.
As one does.
And we started the evening off just behind my high school. There's this little, what we call the Grove. And if you know the name of the Grove, then you know exactly where I'm talking about.
If you know, you know.
We started out up there, and the girls that we were with started getting a little spooked out, and
Right.
it was a little bit chilly. And, for me, they hadn't kicked in yet. The mushrooms had not kicked in yet.
Right. Takes a minute.
So
Well,
they were
a couple minutes.
right.
Like
And
30 to 60.
they decided that they're getting a little spooked out, and they wanted to go somewhere a little bit more safe. So we decided to go out or back over to my place.
Word.
And as we were arriving, that's about when it started kicking in, right? We ended up hanging out. Oh, there's 5 of us. There was 5 of us there,
Okay.
and we were hanging out in the living room of the place.
Word.
This is South Provo. Just
Right.
for context, just so you're
Yeah. You gotta know roughly where you're at.
right. Anyway, so we're hanging out, and sorry, before this part, we were in my bedroom. We're just doing things that friends do, smoking.
I thought you were in the living room.
I'm backtracking.
Get your facts straight.
I'm backtracking.
I'm just giving you shit.
backtracking back to in my bedroom, we're hanging out, and I could continue seeing this reflection of an extra person that wasn't part of our group in the window.
Well, you are on mushrooms.
Yeah, and that's what I chalked it up to begin with.
Right.
Dude kind of looked like Colonel Sanders, but he had a straw hat.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit older, had black suspenders, but a white shirt with the that I don't know what are they called, the cowboy bow tie things that are
Yeah,
skinny.
the little necktie thing.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a belly, but he looked a little bit more like a farmer. He had a beard without the mustache, kind of looked like a Brigham Young type beard or a Abraham Lincoln beard.
Right.
And
the Amish look.
yeah, kind of like an Amish look. Yeah, exactly.
Word.
So I continued seeing this guy throughout the evening in the reflections of the windows. It started in my bedroom, but it continued through the evening. And fast forward to what I was saying before, we were in the living room, and all of a sudden, we not only hear, all of us, we not only heard, but felt from the floor below us, coming up from the basement, on the ceiling to our floor, pop, pop, pop. All of us jumped. We're like, what in the heck?
So it was a knocking?
It was a thud.
Like on the floor, on the walls, on the stairs? What?
It was, for us, it was the floor, but if you're in the basement, it would be the ceiling. So below
So
us,
it sounded like someone underneath you was banging.
right. Like if they had something, like if you had a broomstick, but it was
Right.
more of a blunt kind of an object. More like a fist, maybe.
Right. From down below.
Coming from down
From the
below,
basement.
Thud, thud, thud. It was
Word.
fairly loud, too. And we all felt it made the floor kind of shake a little bit.
That's something, to kind of hard to be just imagining.
Right. If I was by myself, I would have chalked it up to just the mushrooms.
Right.
But we all jumped at the exact same time.
That's couldn't even be chalked up to a mass hallucination when
Right.
everybody hears and feels it.
Right. Exactly.
So what? Did anybody go down there?
So exactly. So the two other dudes I was with and myself, we decided to go downstairs and
I mean,
check.
you have to.
Exactly. Of course, it's my place, so I'm the one leading the way. On the way down, I double-checked, make sure that the back door was locked, which it was.
Okay.
And I opened it just to make sure that, open and close lock, make sure it actually worked correctly, that
Could
nothing
somebody
was loose.
get from the back door to the basement?
Yes, you could,
Okay.
potentially, if it was unlocked.
So, and you're saying you made sure that the back door was locked currently, or that it had been locked before?
As I was walking down the stairwell, I double-checked to make sure it was locked like I just...
And it had been locked
Right. It was
all the
there
time.
was a deadbolt, and the knob itself had
Okay.
the two mechanisms. Right?
Sorry, these are important questions.
Yeah, these are important, absolutely. So I made sure they were actually still locked. They hadn't moved. I did open and close it just to make sure like nothing was weird going on, right? Just to double check.
Right, that it wasn't ajar, and even though it was locked,
Right.
because that does happen sometimes.
Right. And so I proceed to go downstairs with my two buddies. Now, you actually may know this house. You know Polar Bear.
Yeah.
Right. It was that house down South Provo.
Oh, I do know where you're talking.
Yeah. And
I've slept in that basement.
Yeah, so that basement, like, this is time where he had
That's funny.
just cleaned everything out. Like, it was a dirt floor. Like, there was just junk.
That's an old
maybe
fucking house.
Maybe a couple of pieces of paper down. But he was doing the renovation at the moment, like the beginning of the demolition of everything.
So this is as he was kind of on his way out of there? Or as he had just moved in?
Well, I was living there with his brother.
Okay. So
I don't
was
know
he
what-
not even living there
No,
anymore?
he wasn't. He was out in, like, I don't know, Wyoming or Idaho or something.
This is
I don't
after he
remember.
moved out.
Yeah, this is probably, I don't know. I guess.
Huh. I did not know that you took over that place.
Well, it was me and his brother. But
Still, that's cool.
part of the contract me living there was help renovate the place.
Right.
But I had just had a surgery to have my gallbladder removed.
Yeah,
So
I
things
guess
didn't
it's
really work out, which is fine.
Gonna be tough to renovate a place when your gallbladder just got removed,
Exactly.
I suppose.
Okay, so going back to the story. So the downstairs, the demolition had already begun. There's nothing down there except maybe the foundation pillars for the house frame.
Right.
Okay, so it's open area, no one there, nothing there. We all just kind of looked around, walked around for a second. The windows were closed, locked. No one could have gotten in or out.
Why would anybody be down there?
Exactly. Why would anyone be... And there wasn't that we could see.
Yeah, I wonder if I don't know if anybody else has had any crazy stuff happen there, because we do know someone else who has lived there. If you're listening, please drop a comment with any experiences you might be able to relate in that same house.
The
So
story
then,
continues.
okay,
So we go upstairs, and we start talking to the girls. We actually decide to go outside because we all felt uncomfortable at this point. So we go outside to the front lawn, and as we're outside talking about it, the one of the girls that we were with, the one that married the friend, starts with a B.
right.
Okay, so she starts telling us that throughout the evening, prior to the pounding of the floor, right, she had seen the reflection of what you said as an Amish person, what I just described as. This farmer-looking dude, straw hat, black
Right.
suspenders, white clothes, white pants, a little bit of a belly, a little bit older, the Brigham Young, Abraham Lincoln beard. Described exactly what I had been seeing throughout the evening.
Black coat, white shirts, black hat, Cadillac. The boys at Time Bomb.
Before the bomb.
Sorry.
Before the time bomb.
I just ruined a scary moment.
But, yeah.
I'm a fucking dick.
But yeah, no. So it was pretty validating to me that it wasn't just the mushrooms, and it wasn't just me.
Yeah. Somebody else is saying they see the same shit.
Right. And I could see that maybe they wouldn't believe me if I had said something, because I didn't say, yo, I'd been experiencing the same thing, Because it's like
You didn't say anything?
No, I didn't because like at that
Why
point
the
because
fuck
we had
not?
we had been on mushrooms and it would sound like now you're backtracking, you're trying to seem like you know a little bit more, and I didn't want to come off like cocky or like I'm pretending to know something they didn't.
You'd also kind of escalate the situation.
Exactly.
Kind of into a direction that I don't know if a whole group of people on mushrooms wants to go.
Especially since there, as far as I could tell, there was something else there.
So anything after that?
No, that was about it. That was it. That's really it for that story, right?
Right.
We set up my cameras, but we didn't catch anything
For how long did you leave them?
until the batteries died.
Which is
I don't know.
with
like
you like all the time?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't even know how many
45 minutes.
fucking times.
Tops 45 minutes.
I'm just giving him shit. We've done a lot of video projects with this guy.
Yeah.
And we've had some mishaps happen.
Which is why I
in there.
bought extra batteries just in case.
Okay, let's go to another song and then the final story. This episode might go a little bit over an hour this time, but, we play by our own rules here. Fuck off. KW Judas, Gumption City Radio.
Gumption City.
Gumption.
Don't Batman.
All sorts of, happy and friendly. Supposed to be wicked in this bitch. It's motherfucking Halloween. You got another scary story for us?
Yes, I do.
All right, one more scary story, kids.
All right, so this one's kind of a trip. This one's intense for me, at least.
Was it induced by psychedelics like the
No.
last one?
Okay, so keep in mind, you gotta have a little context here.
Because
So-
even with, just let me say, even when there's weird shit that's kind of like too coincidental to be coincidental, anytime you are under the influence, it is still a major factor.
Okay, so in context here, this was when I was, I think, 19 years old. I was working healthcare at the time. And this was at the actual facility that I worked at.
Where was this?
This is
if
in
you don't,
Provo.
if you feel comfortable disclosing the name.
I don't think I will.
Okay.
I think that might
What
lead to issues. And I don't
kind
wanna
of a
cause
facility
issues.
was it?
It's a nursing facility.
Okay,
So
that's good
old
enough.
People, there's a wing on it that is for rehabilitation, for sending people back home. You know, it's got the physical therapy and all that kind of jazz.
Okay.
Okay. So I was 19 at the time. I had actually decided I wanted to try going back to the church. This is just for context, right?
No, you're good.
So I wasn't doing drugs. I wasn't
Right.
smoking weed. I wasn't smoking cigarettes. I wasn't drinking. Not even having sex. Okay.
Like I said, if you're on mushrooms, it's a factor, and if you're totally sober, that is also a factor.
Exactly.
So,
Okay.
continue.
So, at the time, I was the morale committee for the business, for the facility, for the staff. I was the president of the morale committee. And at the time, I was setting up I believe it was either Halloween or Thanksgiving. I can't remember if it was one. I remember
how
it being
fitting.
fall and autumn.
Indeed.
So, on the side of the building that was the rehabilitation side, physical therapy side, there was a 2 extra floors to the building, and it was called the tower.
Word.
Now, keep in mind here, in the facility, there had been stories already that the place was haunted, to the point that we were asked as staff if something were to happen that we don't talk about it with the residents. And if the residents say something, placate them.
Placate.
Basically.
Okay, so define placate.
Oh, that's nice, dear.
Word.
That's interesting. Those kind of things. Things you tell like a 5-year-old who
You just
has
play
an
it off.
interesting story.
Right.
Okay. One of the more popular ones here was a little girl with a red ball
That people kept seeing.
that a variety of people continued seeing.
Staff and patients alike.
Right. Now, I first heard about this little girl from staff.
Okay.
They'd say, hey, you'll occasionally hear residents talk about this little girl, but we don't talk about it in front of others. Okay.
It's always a little girl.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they get way traumatized, Throughout history, people want boys more than girls.
Yeah, little girl ghosts especially.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but anyway. So, I remember this one day, I was checking in on one of the residents, and she had just said, hey, where'd that little girl go? What little girl are you talking about? Oh, the one with the red ball. She had followed the ball and it had rolled in by accident, I guess. I just was wondering where she went.
Damn, that's some Sixth Sense shit.
Okay, so to continue with my story, that wasn't part of it. This is just for context.
Well, what the okay. Anyway.
Okay, so I'm getting ready for this holiday party that we were gonna do in the 2nd floor. Okay, not the 3rd floor. The 3rd floor currently had a bunch of unused equipment. Okay, things
It's
like
that
stair lifts
floor.
and bed frames and dressers, just a bunch of random things that the facility
Mostly
would
just
need.
storage.
Yeah, just storage. And the second floor had just been kind of cleared out a little bit for future plans to be used for actual usage. And we had decided to use the dining room on that floor as the staff party for this year. So I was headed up on the elevator to the second floor, right? I had pressed the button for the second floor. The door opened, having felt, you know how elevators feel from one floor to the next, right? If it's like, it just, you feel it go up, burp, it stops, right?
Right.
Okay, so I feel it lets me go on the second floor. I see the number on the by the door saying second floor. So I assume I'm on the second floor. I rush out really fast and head straight into the dining room, realizing all of a sudden, finding myself in pitch black, surrounded by all this equipment in storage on the third floor. I go back to the elevator. I look at the number by the door, what level floor I'm on, and it still shows the second floor. So again, I have felt the elevator move only one floor. The elevator itself registered as one floor. I go back in. I press number 2 again. I feel it go down one floor. And it releases me on the second floor. Okay, I'm supposed to be fantastic. I go back to the first floor. I'm kind of wigged out at this point. I decide to leave for the evening. My car's parked in the back of the facility where the tower was sitting. Okay. As I'm pulling out and leaving, I look up. And I saw a black silhouette on the third floor.
Just like staring out one of the windows or something?
I couldn't. Yeah, it was just standing there in the window pane.
Word. So did it move or anything?
No. It just was there, and I drove off, creeped out. Because, like, how do you explain that? Like, how do you explain that?
Could have been some kind of an elevator malfunction, I suppose.
But you can tell the difference between moving one floor and 2 floors. Especially on this elevator being all old and rickety. Like, I mean, I think it was probably installed in maybe mid-90s. I don't know. I don't know when the building was built. But
Oh, that's not that old.
yeah,
Mid-90s, come on.
I don't know. I couldn't say. But it was a 3-level place. You could tell the difference between 1 floor and 2 floors.
Right.
As well as the elevator registered as being on the second floor, not the third. So.
I wonder what would have happened if you would have hit third floor.
It takes me to this whole different place. Like, the door's open. It's this blinding light.
It's the portal to the goddamn blood dimension.
The blood dimension.
No, that's a band we need to get on here sometime.
Welcome to the blood dimension.
No, I didn't just make that up. That's really a band.
Oh, is it?
So it looks like we are about out of time, folks. Before we go, is there anywhere that people can find your music or your artistic projects and endeavors?
Okay, so on YouTube, I have a few recordings as Electric Scars. You
Okay.
can look for Behaving, More. I don't even remember what else I have on it at the moment. There's more. There's more than just the 2, I promise.
So that's the name of the channel, Electric Scars,
That's right.
on YouTube.
That's right. And for my artwork, I do painting with oil acrylic. I do photography, cinematography,
Right.
sketches. It's all on Instagram as L8RT8R87. It spells out later tater, L8RT8R87.
Indeed, I actually have some of his artwork hanging on my wall. So check it out. Do you have anything coming up? Any shows or anything?
Currently not at the moment. I'm working on creating some merchandise and actually trying to finish up this album.
Cool. New album coming out, folks, under the new name. A lot of new beginnings happening, and as we mentioned earlier, it is just kind of a funny coincidence that, like, both of us are just getting used to these new names and these new developments and everything, all on this same episode. So, not only just me getting used to trying to not say Free Radio Provo anymore, but getting used to your new band name. Fuck. Electric Scars. It's almost like that Muppet band, Electric Mayhem.
I didn't even think of that.
That's like, you know, two things now that we've made reference to where it involves being surrounded by a bunch of puppets.
Dude, Animal is my dude.
Word. I think we know what needs to happen next. The cartoon! We're going to get into the cartoon and then play the last song, and we'll get the fuck out of your hair, folks. Thank you all for joining us. Electric Scars, KW Judas.
Hey kid, what's new?
Oh, nothing much, Turpinsley guy. Wait, hold on. Aren't you supposed to be telling me that? I mean, you know, like, what's new from Turpinsley and try and sell me some ridiculous product or service that makes no sense?
Well, yeah, but kid, I just check in on my favorite little compadre and ask what's kicking every now and then.
Yeah, well, why would you do that?
Because I really do care.
No, you don't. You're constantly harassing me. It's endless mental and emotional torment. Always being haunted by some sadistically relentless spokesperson who I'm pretty sure only I can hear. It's to the point where I'm seeing a therapist. They're trying all sorts of different pills on me and none of them do anything.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, young queef boy. That's why this next Derpinsley product is on the house.
What?
This one's on the house. No purchase necessary. Because we really do care.
Well, what is it?
Why, my boy, it's a tube sock full of dog shit.
Derpinsley guy, what the fuck?
It's Doberman.
Well, what am I supposed to do with it?
You can hit people with it.
You're coming with me.
I hate you, Derpinsley guy. I hate you.
Nonsense. Brought to you by Derpinsley. And remember, if it doesn't say Derpin, it's not Derpinsley.
When you play your games, it's always the same. Like you can't even change its old poker face. The seams unravel frayed, too stubborn to be saved. Though in your heart it's craved, what makes you want to delay? Coulda, woulda, shoulda is a life of regret. You're more than this, anxiety sets. See more if you wanna be more. See how much you're adored, you'll be much more. You thought life would be magic, you thought by now you'd have it. The key, some secret now, anxiety exhibit. Plaguing your mind is it, toxic hope for things that shift. Not realizing only you can make your life more than this. Coulda, woulda, shoulda is a life of regret. You're more than this, anxiety sets. See more if you wanna be more. See how much you're adored, you'll be much more. Coulda, woulda, shoulda is a life of regret. You're more than this, anxiety sets. See more if you wanna be more. See how much you're adored, you'll be much more. Even if you took my hand, tell me where do you currently stand? Even if I was your man, tell me what would be your plan? If you could please, if you can. I know I wanna give a chance to blast past any helping stance of any potential crash and land. We could be grand for all to see with hand in hand. You and me, things could be extraordinary. If you lean on me, you would never see. If you lean on me, never see. You're all you need. Coulda, woulda, shoulda is a life of regret. You're more than this, anxiety sets. See more if you wanna be more. See how much you're adored, you'll be much more. Coulda, woulda, shoulda is a life of regret. You're more than this, anxiety says. See more if you wanna be more. See how much you're adored, you'll be much more. When you play your games, do you feel any of the shame toward the people you betrayed? That's not to say that things seem okay with these demons that you face. Even alone you seem okay, but you don't have to stay in this broken state, watching things decay, break, waiting for the storm of Hell's Gate. Why should we wait on fate? Our lives are ours today. Why should you wait on fate? Your life is yours today. Coulda, woulda, shoulda is a life of regrets. You're more than this, anxiety says. See more if you wanna be more. See how much you're adored, you'll be much more. Coulda, woulda, shoulda is a life of regrets. You're more than this, anxiety says. See more if you wanna be more. See how much you're adored, you'll be much more. Coulda, woulda, shoulda is a life of regrets. You're more than this, anxiety says. See more if you wanna be more. See how much you're adored, you'll be much more.
We'd like to thank you all for joining us on yet another spooky Halloween episode of KWJUDAS on Gumption City Radio. We now turn your back to our regular Gumption City program.